So let me ask you a question. What if you could hold the most destructive substance in the entire universe right in the palm of your hand? What do you think would happen if you touched it? The answer, well, it's pretty simple and absolutely catastrophic. We're talking about antimatter. It's often called the evil twin of normal matter, and honestly, that's for a very, very good reason. Trust me, holding even 1 single gram of this stuff is a catastrophically bad idea. But to really get a handle on the danger, you first have to understand where it comes from. And this isn't science fiction, not at all. Antimatter is a fundamental, real part of our universe. Now, it sounds incredibly complicated, right? Like something cooked up in a distant galaxy. But the actual idea behind it, it's surprisingly simple. Here's the secret. Antimatter is just regular matter, but with its electrical charge flipped. That's pretty much it. So for every electron we have with its negative charge, there's an antimatter twin called a positron. It's identical in every single way except, you guessed it, it has a positive charge. They're like perfect but incredibly volatile mirror images of each other. And volatile is the key word. Because here's what happens when those mirror images finally meet. When a piece of matter touches a piece of antimatter, they don't just bump into each other. They annihilate. They completely, totally cancel each other out, converting 100% of their mass into a flash of pure, blinding energy, gamma rays, to be specific. That 100% conversion rate, that's the whole ballgame. It is the single most important detail, because it's what makes this the most powerful reaction known to science. Nothing else even comes close. You know, to put that into perspective, think about a nuclear bomb, our most powerful weapon. It's actually incredibly inefficient. It converts less than 1% of its mass into energy. Antimatter? 100%. The difference in power isn't just big, it's absolutely staggering. So let's try to picture what that perfect efficiency really means. We're not talking about tons of this stuff. Let's just talk about a single gram, about the weight of a paper clip. The result of annihilating just 1 gram of antimatter with 1 gram of regular matter, like, say, your hand, is an explosion equivalent to 43 kilotons of TNT. You, your house, and a pretty big chunk of your city would just vanish. And to make that number even clearer, the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima had a yield of about 15 kilotons. This 1 gram reaction, it's nearly 3 times more powerful. All of that from something that weighs less than a dime. Okay, so this all sounds like something you'd only find at a massive particle accelerator like CERN, or maybe in the heart of a dying star. But what if I told you it's much, much closer to home? In fact, there's a good chance you ate some this morning. Yep, a banana. Bananas are a tiny natural source of antimatter. You see, they contain a radioactive isotope called potassium-40. As this isotope decays, which it does naturally, it spits out a positron, an anti-electron, about once every 75 minutes. Now that positron immediately finds an electron and poof, they annihilate. But don't worry, the energy released is so incredibly tiny you'd never ever notice it. So, if we can't just harvest it from our fruit bowls, what would it actually take to produce 1 gram? Well, the first problem you're going to run into is the price tag. And it is astronomical. According to NASA and other estimates, producing a single gram of antimatter with the technology we have today would cost about $62.5 trillion. For reference, that's more than half the value of the entire world's economy. So let's just imagine you somehow managed to get that 1 gram and you detonated it. You would immediately be responsible for the single most expensive act of vandalism in human history. You'd also be violating basically every international arms treaty ever written. Oh, and you can be absolutely certain the IRS would have some pointed questions about where you got $62.5 trillion. So yeah, if you touch antimatter, you annihilate. But the crazy thing is, you already do in a tiny way every single day. The universe's most powerful fuel source, a substance with terrifying potential, is being created in the fruit bowl on your kitchen counter. It kind of makes you wonder, what other cosmic secrets are hiding right under our noses?